friends, welcome back to Origins, where we spotlight the heart and hustle behind small businesses that make our towns feel like home. Today, I'm hanging out with Angela and Travis, the owners of Quartz Mountain Winery, a beautiful new spot right here in the Altus Square. Whether you're a wine lover or just looking for a cozy place to connect with others, Angela has created something really special, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. So, let's go check it out. So, Angela, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Let's just start off by getting to know a little bit about you. Where are you from originally?
Oh, well, starting off, we're from Wichita, Kansas. We moved from Wichita, Kansas to Altus, Oklahoma 3 years ago. But grew up there, but spent time, born and raised in Colorado, moved to Wichita, moved away to New York, moved back to Wichita, moved away to California, moved back to Wichita, and now we are in Altus, and we love it here.
Awesome. I've been here 3 years too.
All right.
We're Altus
yes.
twins. What brought you to Altus America?
We decided, my husband is Air Force, so he decided it was time for retirement. Thank goodness. And we always knew we wanted to move to Oklahoma for our retirement and our dream of the winery. But I ended up liking the area. I love the people, I love the terrain of this area, I love the mountains. It kind of reminds me of my time in Colorado Springs growing up with just some boulder hopping, and I just thought it was a pretty area. So I said, can you get a job on base? And he said, yes, I can. And so he's now a sim instructor for the KC-135. And so yeah, we have that, and we opened up the winery.
Yay! Tell me a little bit about your family or anything else you would like to share about yourself.
Sure. I have a son, 12 years old, daughter going to be 9, and then we have an older daughter who is moving here from Wichita to Altus. She's going to be 24. Hoping to get her a job on base, but also help out at the winery and operations because she's got a great skill for operations management. Moved my mom here to Altus last summer, so we're getting the whole family down in Oklahoma, so we're all official Okies.
And what do you love most about living in the community here?
I love the quiet, slow pace of a small town. I love the community that Altus has. We have a great community here. I just love the area. It's just such a pretty area to me. I think Oklahoma doesn't get the credit it deserves for the beauty. I mean, I've driven all over the state. There's so many different parts of the state that is just beautiful to me and different and diverse. Yes. And you don't get to see that in much places.
I call it a different kind of pretty.
Different kind of pretty, but it is unique.
Okay, let's talk about Quartz Mountain Winery. What inspired you to open a winery right here in the Altus Square?
We always had the dream of doing a vineyard and the winery out, and then having events and venue, and we love, just that whole landscape. And yeah, it's beautiful, but then we discovered it's a lot of work. We had land up north by the lake, but we're surrounded by cotton farmers. So growing grapes next to traditional crops, it doesn't work so well because of their herbicides that they spray. It would kill your grapes. So we had seen other wineries do the same model of just having an urban winery in town where you order in the juice, you do everything here on site, and then you can serve your customers that way. So it's still something we wanted to keep going. So that's what we just decided to do here.
Awesome. How did you get interested in wine in the first place? Was there a moment or an experience that really sparked your passion?
I'll speak for my husband and I both. For him, he was a young airman, 18, over in Germany on a TDY, and he got to do wine tasting in a cave of all places, and he just thought it was the most fascinating thing. And then they gave him a tour of how they produced the wine, and he got to crawl into one of the big tanks and they were cleaning it. He just thought it was fascinating, and he developed a love for wine then. And for me, my uncle used to do work up in Napa with wineries, so he had a lot of clients that were wineries, and so I'd get to tag along, and I just thought the culture was beautiful. I loved, it was just a beautiful culture, and I developed a love for wine.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a very social thing to go wine tasting and visit the vineyards, and it's beautiful, probably like beautiful taste and beautiful scenery at wineries.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
What does owning a winery mean to you personally?
I think it's just finally seeing a vision of a dream come true. It's something that we had always wanted to do. For my grad school project, I had to create a business plan of a business that we would want to open someday. And my husband and I always talked about this because when we were dating and I was living out in California, he'd come visit me and we'd go to Temecula Valley, which is in the southern region. So there's like over 50 wineries and growing. And we would go wine tasting, and I loved it. I just said, this is great. Wouldn't it be great to own a winery? And he goes, oh yeah. So I was in the middle of grad school, and then that project came up, and they said, create a business plan of what you want to do. So that's where the winery came to be.
That's so funny. In high school, I had to create a business plan for one of my classes, and I opened up a custom kite shop.
Oh, how cool.
We're in Oklahoma. Maybe I should try it.
I think
It's
you
windy.
should. You should, especially the balloon festival coming up.
Yeah, that's true. How do you see Quartz Mountain Winery fitting into the Altus community?
That was a question we had. We were hoping we'd be embraced. Oklahoma, it's mainly, your brew country, your beer, craft beer country. There's some distilleries, not much wine, but I did research. There's a lot of wineries throughout the state of Oklahoma, believe it or not, a big wine culture. Even when I studied for grad school, and that was 15 years ago, there were lots of wineries spread out throughout the state. Wine program at OSU for their extension, so you can do viticulture and enology. I thought, well, it'll go well. There's nothing like this around here. The closest winery is in Marlow, which is about an hour and a half east of us, or you can go to Chickasha, another hour and a half northeast of us, and those are the two closest wineries. All the other wineries are central or east in that part of the state. So I said, well, I think it'll go well here. We've got the base here.
Yeah.
So you've got people coming from all over the country, from different regions, such as Washington State or Northern California. So we're like, well, I think it might go well here because you got a great Air Force community.
Oh, for sure. I've heard about your wine and yoga events. That sounds super cool. How did that idea come about, and what can people expect if they came to one?
I've seen wineries do something like that, and it always seems to go over well. Even Pilates studios would just have their own wine, but I said, well, you get relaxed when you have wine, and when you have a wind down yoga, we thought midweek this would be fun. So every other week throughout this summer and probably on, we will have a yoga instructor, and she gives a class, and it is limited to 15 just because of space, but we clear our lounge area. We have yoga mats out, we do a class, and then afterwards you get to have a glass of wine included in your ticket. So it's it's a great social event. Wind down, it's like a wind down Wednesday from the week.
How funny. I was imagining like the glass is on the ground and you're doing a pose and then you pick it up.
We did joke about that. We're like, but we could just see a mess happening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What time are those classes?
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So the class is an hour, and then after that, a social hour where you get to have your wine of your choice.
And then how do they sign up?
If you're on Facebook or Instagram, there is a link that you can click to buy tickets that way, and reserve your tickets because they do go fast. We've sold out the last 2 nights, and we're about halfway sold out for this next one on June 18th.
Awesome. You also host private events, right? Mm-hmm. So how can people book those? And is there a set price or packages, or is it just case by case?
There is sort of set price. If you want to rent out the whole building, then we do charge for that by the hour. So if it's on a non-peak day, which is a Thursday or a Sunday, then it's $50 an hour. And you can either just pay that rate and have everyone else pay for their wine, or you could do a ticket system where you hand out tickets and then you would pay for whatever they had for how many glasses versus the tickets. If you just have a small group, say like 10 or 15, and you just want the lounge area, either call us, that's on our website, social media, or you can email us at cheers@quartzmountainwines.com. And of course, you can also message book, and I check everything. So
very reasonable. Yeah. What kinds of events have been the most popular so far?
Oh gosh. Well, the wine and yoga has been the most popular thus far. We haven't really done any of our own events except for the yoga. We've had private events, but we're gearing up for June to have our own events. So we're having a bingo night, of course, the paint and sip from the She Made Collective. And we'll also do another paint and sip in July for us. We'll be having a Lego race instead of a puzzle race. It'll be Legos. So whoever can get their Lego thing put together quick gets a prize. But for bingo night next week, we'll have all sorts of great prizes, such as merch throughout the winery in different tiers. There'll be 5 rounds, and then the grand prize will be a $50 gift card to use in the winery of your choice.
What about guests who don't drink wine like me, or who are underage like Serenity here?
Yes, we welcome everybody. You don't have to, drink alcohol, or if you are underage or you have kids, they are welcome at the winery. They just can't sit at the tasting bar because that's where the alcohol is at, but they can sit in our lounge or at any table. We do offer soft drinks, sodas, water, juice, sparkling grape juice. We have an assortment of just prepackaged snacks as well. So, yeah.
I'm so glad you got sparkling grape juice now.
Yes. I'll stock up. But yes, that is a good one to have, especially
And
for.
you have some.
Yes, we do have games too. So we have fun little board games that you can play, card games that you can play with your friends, and they have been popular.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have gotten them out and just played games while they're enjoying their wine.
My favorite is trunk dexting. That one was really fun.
That was fun.
I think of Quartz Mountain Winery as kind of like Altus's living room. A relaxed spot to hang out, have a great conversation, and enjoy good company. How did you create that atmosphere here that I haven't been able to really find anywhere else?
Oh, well, we just wanted a place where people can come and hang out, kind of like just I love how you called it Altus's living room. We wanted it to be comfortable. We wanted people to feel welcome. People can look at wine and it's intimidating or snobbish, and that's not the energy we wanted to portray. We wanted people to come in, try, taste, just relax and enjoy.
Yeah, you've done a really good job of being welcoming. Would you mind showing us around a little bit? I'd love for people to see the space and get a feel for the inside of the winery.
I'd love to, yes.
This is a dream come true, and everything has meaning here. So a lot of the artwork and just the whole feel and vibe is what we're trying to tell people. Come in, relax, have a glass of wine, and share stories and experiences. So that's really what this is about, experiences. So if we look up here, this buffalo portrait, that used to be my aunt. She passed away last fall. We put a little placard up there. My aunt's name was Peggy, so we named this buffalo Peggy. Not that my aunt was a buffalo, but she was a beautiful person. That's paying homage to her. And then the sculptor, Angie, her father sculpted that, and he was into the Native American culture as well. But he came down with stage 4 lung cancer and fought that off, and this helped him, sculpting helped him when he was going through chemo, and he made a few of the sculptures around here that we carry. The beautiful mural work here is the vine. It shows and tributes our strong Christian belief. Lord Jesus is the vine, and we're producing fruit, and we are all the different fruits of the vine here. So everybody who comes in is just different fruits of the vine. This flask, Angie, her family is of Scottish descent. So that's been in the family for like 4 generations. So I can only imagine how much whiskey was in there once upon a time. But that's ours now, and we kind of display it here.
Awesome.
I am Glenn Travis Stoner. I go by Travis. I'm Angela's mom, her husband, and together we are co-owners of Quartz Mountain Winery.
I heard you are also the wine maker.
I am the mad scientist that makes the wine. So I started making wine over 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of blame the Air Force helping me, direct me and guide me towards that. So this is my daughter, Sylvia. She's a jingle dancer, and she competes every fall at the powwow, Eastern Shawnee, but she makes the soaps that you see here. So I'm trying to get them involved with entrepreneurship and starting a business of their own. And so she makes the soaps, and my son makes candles. And so these are his candles over here. And together with their soaps and candles, they call themselves TS for Tristan and Sylvia, Mystic Creations.
Awesome.
But this is the heart and soul of making the wine. This is our production area. You can see we have boxes that we've have the wine bottles come in. I'm a big fan of Willy Wonka. And when we started this concept, I said, I want a big glass so people can see us work. So I was kind of like, I want to be an Oompa Loompa behind the scenes, making wine, not candy. But some people might consider wine candy.
Liquid candy,
it all depends. Some of it tastes so delicious, it does feel like you're drinking candy. Production area, so we are an active winery. We're constantly making stuff. And these are our 80-gallon vats that we're going to fire up here real soon.
So do you step in these like I Love Lucy?
Oh, yeah. I wish we had grapes. Well, we're going to do a grape stomp, I think, this fall. We'll just get a bunch of grapes and have people come in and stomp on them.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
I think that would be really cool. It looks kind of chaotic, but there's an order to the chaos back there. So we constantly keep rotating different wines that people love. And they're starting to love it, too. It's wonderful.
Cool.
Super exciting. This is our outdoor patio area. We can see many people out here. We have an outdoor bar on nice evenings. We'll bring wine out here that people can taste. And we have a fireplace as well. So it just has a great feel out here. We also have these little s'more cookers that you can make your own s'mores. Who doesn't like that? And it pairs super well with a lot of our wines that we have. It is wonderful. It's nice and relaxed right next to the winery. Everybody comes out here and has a wonderful time.
Cool. I love the lighting you have up too.
Yes, cafe lighting. When it gets a little bit too sultry, we have the fans that we can turn on.
Oh, yeah.
And then coming soon, we're going to put misters in the rafters. So it'll drop the temperature 20, 30 degrees and people can stay cool throughout the summer.
Oh, yeah. We'll need that this summer. Okay, the lightning round.
Okay.
Coffee or wine?
Wine.
Wine.
Or both.
Yep.
Favorite wine and food pairing?
I like Merlot and chocolate. That's my
Okay.
favorite pairing.
I like Riesling and a good spicy Asian dish with it.
Okay. If Quartz Mountain Winery had a theme song, what would it be?
What is it?
You're better with songs than I am.
Was it Iron on the Hip?
Oh, yeah. Big iron on the hip.
Big Iron on the
I'll have to
Hip.
look that up. Add it to the video. Dream celebrity to sip wine with?
Jesus Christ, the OG winemaker.
Oh, wow. Yep. That is the ultimate.
Only if it's his wine.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
You know, I would like Ewan McGregor
Okay.
to come
Oh,
by.
yeah.
He kind of looks like the big guy a little bit.
When he's Obi-Wan, yeah.
When he's Obi-Wan. Yeah, Obi-Wan can come through here any day. Free glass of wine. for
Halloween
Obi-Wan.
costume idea. And lastly, how can people stay connected and keep up with what's going on at Quartz Mountain Winery?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram.
What's your
That's the
handle
best way.
on Instagram?
Instagram, it's Quartz Mountain Wines.
Quartz
Yeah.
Mountain Wines.
And Facebook?
Quartz Mountain Wines.
Quartz Mountain Wines. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Origins. Be sure to give Quartz Mountain Winery a like, follow, and share to help support this incredible small business and keep these American dreams alive and thriving. Oh, and one more thing, Angela has a little surprise for our Busy Bee community this month. Make sure you check your inboxes. Your coupon's already there. You can get a free bottle opener as well as a beautiful copper tumbler with a lid to help keep your coffee warm after you drink your wine. Thank you so much for following us, guys. Have a great day, and until next time, keep exploring local and supporting the people who pour their hearts into what they do. Oh, and I can't forget, if you have a small business you'd like me to highlight next, drop it in the comments below. I would love to check it out. Thanks, bye.